Alright, so today we're going to be working on the dirt bike. Now, this is my Yamaha YZ85 dirt bike that I've had for maybe a year and a half to 2 years. I haven't really made that many videos about this, but I've gotten a lot of requests to make more videos of this project, and today we're going to hopefully be fixing the problem that this dirt bike has. Now, for those of you who have watched the videos before of this project will know that it has a problem of it not going into 5th and 6th gear. For some reason, it only goes up to 4, it only has 4 gears right now. It's supposed to have 6, but it just won't go into 5th and 6th gear. I have a pretty good idea on why that's the case. So today we're going to be hopefully fixing that problem. We're going to be taking this case off and seeing if I can fix it easily. If not, maybe I can, spend a little money and maybe fix a couple things. I don't know. We're just going to hopefully be able to fix this in this video right now. And I also did get a Kickstarter. That was another issue that I had when I first had this. Didn't have a Kickstarter, and I had to bump start it anytime I wanted to start it up. So that was a huge pain in the, So finally got a Kickstarter for this, so it's a lot easier to start up. But yeah, now some of you may be panicking that it is on its side. I'm going to be working on it on its side. Just know that I did drain all the oil out, I drained all the radiator fluid out, I drained all the gasoline out. So it should be fine. I'm pretty sure it's not going to damage anything. If there's no fluid in here, it's not going to damage it being outside or working on it on its side. It'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. Let's open this case up and see if I can fix it. Alright, so I was getting my engines mixed up. For some reason, I was thinking about the Suzuki engine. With that engine, this part right here, the part that spins and has, I don't know what to call it, the star-looking part, that thing. On the Suzuki engine, it has 3 different places where you can reinstall it. For some reason, that on that motorcycle engine, it has 3 different spots where you can reinstall it. And I thought that I was getting the engines mixed up. I was thinking that maybe this had the same thing, or I was mixing up this engine with that engine, and I thought that maybe I had reinstalled this part wrong, and all I need to do is take it out, turn it, and reinstall it, and maybe that was going to fix my problem, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. It looks like if I want to fix this problem, I'm probably going to have to take this whole engine apart, unfortunately. So as you can see, it does shift into 4 gears. That's 1st gear right there. This is neutral. This is 2nd gear. This is 3rd gear. This is 4th. And then once it's in 4th gear, it just won't go up anymore. It just locks up and it just won't go up, which I've done research and I haven't seen anybody have this problem. I've seen people say like, oh, it just won't shift into any gears, or it's stuck into a certain gear. So I'm not really entirely sure what's wrong with this. I'm hoping I can fix it easily, but it does look like I have to disassemble this entire engine to fix this problem. And I already broke this one gasket right here that's split in half. So I'm probably just gonna have to bite the bullet and buy another gasket kit for this whole engine, which if I remember correctly, it was only like $60 for the entire kit. So yeah, it looks like I'm gonna do possibly not a full engine rebuild, but just disassemble it, fix the couple things that's wrong with it, and then reassemble it in the correct order. Alright, so the other problem that this engine has is the clutch basket, the shaft. This shaft right here is slightly bent and is slightly warped. So if I put this on here, I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this, but if I spin the tire, you can kind of see that the clutch basket wobbles back and forth. I know the dirt bike's not completely still, so it's maybe a little bit hard for you guys to see it, but it slightly moves around like that. So if I spin it let me spin it real fast. Can you guys see it? I hope you guys can see it. So yeah, that is also an issue that we have to fix. So I'm just gonna put the covers back on and then take the engine out of the frame. Alright, so I finally got these two taken apart. That took quite a bit of time, disassembling this entire thing. First thing I noticed when I pulled this apart, I pulled this little chunk of metal out. It was laying right here in this case. You can see it has a lot of wear marks. It's been chewed up quite a bit. Look at that thing. Also, in here, let's see if I can show you guys this. Right there, you can see chew marks all along here, some right here. Hang on, let me get it in frame. Can you guys see it? I'm pretty sure you guys can see that. So that is not a good sign at all. So let's pull these out. There it goes. Oof. Don't lose that. Make sure. Alright. So far, I don't really see anywhere where there's damage. I mean, these parts all look fine. Huh. Yeah, I really don't see anywhere where there's damage, anywhere where there's anything broken off. These gears look fine. I'm gonna, I can't really tell. I don't want to mix these up and, you know, make it so I can't put this thing back together. So, yeah, I really can't honestly see anything that's wrong with these. I have no idea where this little piece of metal came from. I'm gonna, I don't know, just keep looking. Alright, so I took off these gears, and I've been looking these over. I can't see anything broken. I can't really see anything damaged on here. These look perfectly fine. There's no damage. There's no wear marks. I mean, there's a little bit of wear marks here and there, but nothing way too concerning that I'm, you know, making me want to replace these. I do not want to replace these. These are... I cannot find used ones for this bike, and brand new ones are not cheap, so I do not want to have to replace these. So I honestly cannot see anything that's wrong with this stuff, you know, besides the chunk of metal that was wreaking havoc in this crankcase. Look at this one. There's also a couple wear marks. There's that which is pretty bad, and you know, a couple other things. There's also some metal shavings in here, but I really don't see any damage that happened. I don't see anything that's broken. I don't see any damage. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean this stuff up, clean, you know, the little bit of metal shavings that's in here, clean all that stuff out, and put this back together, put the gear transmission back together, and see if it will now finally, you know, go into all 6 gears. If that's the case, I'm not gonna buy anything new except this this part right here. I just looked up how much it is on Amazon, on eBay, and anywhere where I find this part, it just seems to be the same price, like, you know, 75 or, you know, 80 bucks, which is kind of not cheap for this. So I'm gonna have to buy a new one of these because this is the part that is bent slightly. So while I'm in here, I might as well replace it. So I'm gonna put this back together and see if it will now finally work properly. Alright, so after playing around with this for quite a while, I figured it out. I figured out what is wrong with this transmission. If you look right here, you can see 2 marks that stupid piece of metal created. That the bigger one right there, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it made a little lip right there where the shifter fork could not slide past anymore. It just bumps up against that little lip right here, and that's what made it not be able to shift into the higher gears. It just could, this shifter fork could not slide past it. So I figured it out. I am really happy. I cannot believe I figured it out. Anyway, I'm gonna take a little file this down a little bit, and then take a piece of sandpaper and smooth it out and make it all nice and smooth, and hopefully fix this part. I'm not gonna replace it because it's like $100 piece or like, you know, ridiculously expensive depending on where you buy it. Brand new, I believe it's a, you know, $120 piece. I'm just gonna see if I can fix it and make it work again. Alright, so moment of truth. Let's see if this actually finally works. So right now it's in neutral, so we're able to spin freely. Let's put it in first gear, and I have to spin this a little bit for it to actually engage. So that's in first gear. These are locked. Let's try to go into second. Come on. There it goes. There's second gear. Come on. Third. Fourth. Fifth. And sixth. It finally goes into all the gears. It finally works properly now. So yeah, this little chunk of metal did wreak a lot of havoc in here, but the gears aren't really that bad. They're not bad enough to where I want to replace them. I don't want to replace them anyway because they're not cheap. I can't find a used set, and a brand new set, it's like 450 bucks for the whole, just the you know, the axles and the sprockets itself. It's 450 bucks. So I'm really glad I don't have to replace those because they do work. They're not in too bad a shape. And this, yeah, it finally works. Come on, go into, there it goes. There's a neutral. Yeah, it finally works. Alright, so what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to upload this video now, make this video part 1. I don't really like uploading a video where I don't really get that much done, but I'm probably going to make an exception with this video because we did disassemble this whole engine. I did record a lot of time-lapse video of, you know, taking the engine out, disassembling this engine, and we also did fix the transmission, so we did get that done. And I do need to order some parts. I need to replace this shaft right here. It is slightly bent. It's not really that bad, but I'm in here already, so I might as well just replace this. I'm also buying a new piston and a new jug or new cylinder. It's only 75 bucks for, you know, these new things on Amazon. So also when I did have this apart, but you know, the cylinder was still intact and still, you know, together, I did turn this and it felt like it had almost no compression, so I do probably really need to replace this. It's probably the reason why it ran so bad is because you know, no compression, and also this part right here. I don't know what this stuff's called, so I'm just gonna say this part. I know you guys are gonna give me a hard time in the comments because I don't know what this stuff's called, but you know, whatever. So this part right here, if the camera could focus, there we go. So as you can see, it's cracked really bad, and this is also another problem. This is probably another reason why it ran so bad, is because it's probably getting air leaked in here, so I need to replace this part. I'm not going to be replacing this because I believe this is called the reeds. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure you guys will. But I'm not going to be replacing this part because it does look in decent shape. It's not damaged. Nothing's really wrong with it. Plus, it's also not cheap. So there's a couple things I do need to order. It's going to take a couple weeks to get here. So we also need to order a gasket set. These gaskets did get destroyed while I took this apart. So there's a bunch of stuff I need to order for this, and it's probably going to take a couple weeks for that stuff to get here. So that's why I'm uploading this video now. And part 2 of this project is going to be taking those new parts and reassembling this engine, and then probably reassembling this and putting this on the bike and seeing if it actually works. So yeah, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, and have a nice day.